Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Coach Matt over here, Primal Athlete Training Center, www.primalatc.com. Guys, you know what? About a year and a half ago, I did a video about this. The response to it, was great, but I don't think a lot of people really got the message. Hopefully, if you're a coach and you've watched the video, you've seen the video before, this is going to be a recap. You've made changes to your program, you've made changes to your training, and your athletes are on the right track. What we're talking about here, guys, is the fact that now that I'm working with more and more local athletes, now that I'm working with more athletes from around this area, and I'm hearing from a lot more of you, and I'm getting a lot more emails from all of you, Facebook messages, comments on YouTube, there is this pandemic. There is this freaking epidemic of enormous proportions that's going on with throwers and throws coaches at their practices, at the high school level especially. And that is the fact that a lot of high school coaches and a lot of high school throwers, they do not throw at practice. Now here's what I mean. We have a few athletes that train here. I'm going to tell you a few stories. The first athlete who trains here has been with me now for about 4 weeks. We only throw together on the weekends. So he doesn't train here in the gym with me. He doesn't do any of the training here during the season. We only throw together for about 2 hours every Sunday. Last week, his entire practice, they didn't have any meets last week, 5 straight days of practice. I want you to guess, just throw out a number. How many times did he throw at practice last week? Now you might be thinking to yourself, I probably took anywhere from 20 to 25 throws a day, 5 days of practice. He's somewhere in that 100 to 125 throws last week. No, 7. 7 throws in 1 week. 7 throws. Not 7 throws a day for a week. 7 throws the entire day. What was he doing? What was he doing when he wasn't throwing? Well, let me tell you. He was running longer distances. They had him doing, 1 mile, 2 miles on the track. He was doing a lot of sprinting, which is great. He was doing a lot of lifting in the weight room, which is great. He was doing a lot of this, extra kind of stuff, working with the jumpers, working with the sprinters. And you know what? That's great. With the exception of the distance running that he was doing, with the exception of the longer distances that for some reason his coach was making him do out at practice every day, sprinting, running, conditioning, getting stronger, med balls, running up the bleachers, skipping, different types of body weight, plyos, jumping, whatever. That's all well and good as an accessory to the throwing. You are a thrower and you need to throw. I do not understand where this mentality from these coaches come from that say, you know what, today, I know you're a shot putter, I know you're a discus thrower, I know you're a javelin thrower, but we're not going to throw. Hey, not only are we not going to throw today, we're not going to throw for the next 3 days because we're going to do other stuff. Guys, we are throwers and we need to throw. Let me tell you about another one of my guys. Last week, in total, he ran 13 miles. He's a thrower. He's not from Rhode Island. He is somebody that I work with from out of state. I'm not going to say his name or where he goes to school. He ran 13 miles last week. 13 miles as a thrower. He did not throw. Out of the 5 days of practice last week, 3 out of the 5 days, he did not pick up a throwing implement. His track meets start this week. How prepared is he? Why are you having your throwers, your explosive athletes, run long distance? Do you make your high jumpers run 13 miles? Do you make your triple jumpers run 13 miles? Do you make your short sprinters run 13 miles? What about your 400-meter runners, 800-meter runners? Are they running 13 miles? Why are they running such long distances? Why do they run so much? Their focus should be getting more explosive. And if explosiveness is on one end of the spectrum, the exact opposite thing of explosiveness is endurance. So if you want to get explosive, why are you training endurance? Why is this happening? It does not make sense. We are throwers, and we need to throw the implement. We need to learn the form. We need to learn the technique. We need to break down and get accustomed to all those nuances that go into being a successful thrower. And we are not going to get that, especially not in a very short season like outdoor track up here in New England and the other colder weather states. You are not going to get used to the throw. You are not going to develop good habits. You are not going to show improvement that you need to show if you are not throwing every day. So here's the formula. Enough whining, enough bitching from me. Here's the formula. I want 30 throws a day. If you do more than one throwing event in a day, I'd like to see 40 throws a day. So if you do shot and discus, 20 throws in the shot, 20 throws in the discus. If you only do one event, I want to see 30 throws in that event. And throws are not drills. Throws are when you are actually releasing the implement. So for example, if it's shot put, I want to see about anywhere from 8 to 10 standing throws, maybe 5 stop glides, and then another 10 to 15 full glides or full rotations. If you're a discus thrower, I want to see anywhere from 5 to 10 standing throws, nice, solid standing throws. I want to see some mirror turns. I want to see some South Africans. And then finally, full throws. Drills do not count as throws. Drills are done outside the circle. They are used to teach and to correct. So enough of this crap about running long distance. Enough of this crap about getting more endurant. You do not need it if you are a thrower. Your focus needs to be on throwing the implement. Your focus needs to be on becoming more explosive and learning the technique. Enough of this garbage. You wouldn't make your distance runners train in the high jump pit 7 days a week. You would not have your short sprinters, your 100, 110 meter hurdlers, go out and run with your cross country team. Maybe you do. Maybe you just don't know how else to coach. But it's time for coaches to step up. Get the education. Pick up a book. Watch a video. If you are this old school coach that thinks that that throwers have to be distance runners and have to work out with distance runners, you are wrong. In the grand scheme of things, we need to learn our technique. Technique is 75% of who we are as a thrower. It's technique. The other 25%, as we said in another video, is made up of things like strength and coordination and explosiveness and balance and all this other stuff that goes into making us an athlete. But you have to focus on the larger part of the puzzle, which is technique. So stop the damn distance running. Stop all the endurance training. Stop all the filler crap that you're putting. Your practice should be warm up, throw, lift, go home. That's it. I'm sick and tired of hearing my kids coming in here saying, oh, we didn't throw today. Or all of last week, I only took 20 throws. I'm not prepared for my meets. We haven't even picked up a javelin yet. We haven't even picked up a discus yet. We haven't even picked up a shot put yet. No wonder why the throws in this country are going downhill, because we're losing the throws coaches that actually know what it takes to be a successful thrower. And that is warming up properly, throwing with proper mechanics and proper techniques, going into the weight room, getting stronger, getting more explosive, going home, resting, and doing it again the next day. If you want a successful formula to be a coach, that's it. Warm up, throw, lift, and spend 90% of your time doing just that. It's that easy, guys. It's not rocket science. Learn the technique. Develop a more explosive, stronger athlete, and you will have more championships and more success. Quit the distance running. For the love of God, stop running distance if you are a thrower. Stop making your throwers run long distance if you are a throws coach. If it's your head coach who might be a distance coach that's making them do that, grow a pair, stand up to them. Don't let your throwers get hurt. Don't let your throwers waste their season running long distance. It's ridiculous.